It's the start of day in the home of Celestino and his wife Luz Marina. Celestino sees a world of difference between the life of his two children and that of his own childhood with his sister Felipa. They were abandoned by their father. Broken homes were typical.
We were sad because my mother could barely feed us. She took me once to school when I was 11, but I was too old and the children were laughing at me, so I had to quit school.
At the time, Felipa and Celestino were too old to be sponsored.
At
the beginning, there wasn't any problem between the unsponsored and sponsored. But later, the sponsored started receiving some presents. The other children started feeling jealous of that, so the differences started.
Before 2003, we had a different approach to sponsorship. We thought we had to invest the most we could in sponsored children, registered children. But by 2003, we changed that because we realized we were excluding children. And sponsorship has a principle that says sponsorship does not exclude people.
Here, child sponsorship helps all children through the development program, whether they're registered or not.
We look to include all the children, especially the ones who are vulnerable, the ones who are orphans or have a special need. We look to include them.
Lamay ADP registers all children between 6 months and 9 years old. A high proportion are sponsored, but 100% of the community's children benefit. Serapio volunteers as the community liaison for sponsorship. World Vision gave him the title Sponsorship Promoter. The community changed it to Child Promoter to reflect what was important to them.
I can say about 80% of the people understand what sponsorship is about. The most difficult part to explain are the letters between sponsors and children, because some of them believe money will come inside the letters. We explain it's not that way.
It's been a process. It's easier now. In the past, we used to do some activities only for the sponsor ones. We were creating differences. Now we're promoting everybody to be integrated in our activities. The community feels more comfortable because they know they're not being excluded. From sponsorship, we promote love and affection among the family and solidarity among the community.
The girls say sponsorship is a help for all our community, so we can progress. Sponsorship means progress not just at the community level, but also in the lives of individual children.
There were other NGOs before World Vision that helped, but World Vision especially helped us through sponsorship with the health and nutrition of the children. They taught us how important that was for children. So we opened our eyes and we've seen life in a different way. If you compare my older children to my youngest, Maribel, I can see they used to always have illnesses all the time because they were always malnourished. But Maribel is very healthy. The teacher says she's very clever.
One of the preschool teachers, Marina Anivar, arrived in the community 5 years ago when sponsorship began to change.
In the beginning, parents were not really connected to school. They didn't care about a preschool for their children. But after training workshops and the awareness building by World Vision and the community organization, I see changes now. Parents are more aware of the importance of children, the importance of taking children to preschool.
Sponsorship is also giving parents, volunteers and community leaders the knowledge and skills to care for children at different stages in a child's life.
So as we decided to work with a group of ages, the first years we focused on were children under age 3. When they grew up, they were ready to be part of the educational area. So we established another objective and activities around early development for children. So that way, we're following the natural curves of the children's development. Now we are developing programs for the first 2 groups, ages 0 to 5, 6 to 12, and this year we're opening a new project for children from 12 to 17.
Sponsorship also means seeing children as individuals. A study in 2001 found high rates of malnutrition in children under 3 years old. The staff and the community worked together and cut the malnutrition rate nearly in half.
We focused on building the capacities in mothers, fathers, and leaders in the community so that everyone would watch over the children.
Sponsorship meant doing more than just sampling a few children to see if they were now healthier. It meant monitoring all the children. As Edgar points out, we see each girl and boy as a unique and important creation of God.
We're very happy. Children today are more alert.
If we plant a good seed in our children, we will have a good harvest when they are grown up, and we will be happy.
ADP staff used to consider child sponsorship as a mere funding source. But now they realize when programs focus on the well-being of children, then sponsorship is a development asset. Edgar has seen sponsorship become an economic, social and spiritual resource that contributes to the transformation of people.
Sponsorship helped us see the children in a different way.
I can see real changes in my community regarding the children. People are more aware of taking care of children and raising them in a proper way.
Celestino, who was abandoned by his own father, is now the attentive father of his son Noé and daughter Daisy, who was sponsored by a family in Australia. Above all, sponsorship is the building of relationships, building families, strong communities, and a connection with others in the world. Celestino says two things have changed his community's view of children.
Not only sponsorship, but sponsorship, and that some people working with World Vision and our community organization are Christian people. They helped us understand life in a different way.